66. Today's show is brought to you by HighPass.gg, the best DMCA free music streaming service out there. Go to HighPass.gg, pick your vibe, favorite place to listen, and enjoy. Sorry, my camera's gone. God damn it. What happened?
I spilled my drink everywhere. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I was so locked in on the new branding. I was like, dude, this is so cool. And I was watching it, but then I realized it was in a delay. And now my camera's gone. What happened?
Shambles.
What actually happened? Why is it broken?
Trevor, intro us.
Oh God. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. Do it on the fly. I'm host number 2. I'm Trevor May. I am in a hotel room, even though you can't see it. Battery's exhausted. Laughing uncontrollably in the background is our host number 1, Paul ActionJaxon. Say hello to the people, Paul.
Hello, everybody. Your camera literally says battery exhausted.
Hey, everybody. Well.
Oh man!
Oh
First
my God!
In a
There's
while.
no way it's already dead. There's no way.
Oh my gosh, that's
so
perfect.
Funny. That's so funny.
Your battery's just tired.
Oh my God!
It's tired. It's fine.
It's tired. It's okay. We don't even have a guest today to be embarrassed in front of, so that's good.
That's true.
Only dozens of people on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Trevor, if I wanted to be on the pod, how would I do that?
Oh. Would you like to be on the pod? Call and leave a message or text. You can text if you're shy at 503-908-9526. That's 503-908-9526. Leave your question. You just may make the episode. Again, that number is 503-908-9526. We really, really would like it if you would contact us using this number. Thank you. Now let's welcome this week's guest. It's Paul.
Hey, hello. It's me.
What's up?
This whole time. That's great. PM put a little placeholder image of your face.
That works. Let's just do it,
yeah,
man.
Let's just run with that.
Let's just run with that. I'm resting the camera, so I might be able to turn it on later, and we might be able to salvage this. But let's get fantastic. 15 minutes, all right?
I was hoping to see what you looked like, the whole Nick Merckx thing. I was looking forward to that.
Bro, the camera looked great, dude. It looked hot, and now I'm so upset.
For those of you watching right now on the Twitch channel, by the way, we're on Twitch. You may have noticed some new branding. Also, if you follow us on any social media, we got some new branding going on, and I think that it's neat. I like it a lot.
I think it's great too.
It looks really good.
If you had one guest in chat, who do you think made it? Who do you think made this branding?
Made the brand
similar to certain streamers you might know.
I don't know. Is it
very famous creator of branding? But
I don't know.
We'll give you some chance to think of your answers. But yeah, the branding looks amazing. Look at the little thing that just rotates the whole time.
Wow, like, literally first guess. Holy frick!
Oh, okay, okay, everyone knows. All right, got it.
Hey, yes, it was. In fact, he asked for very little credit on this, but I'm gonna give it to him anyway. It was Twaz, Twaz. He's a well-known designer in the industry and outside as well. So, and he did a bang-up job.
He did
on our branding.
The intro is fire.
It's across everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, everything. And it looks really freaking good, which gets me excited for merch, which will come eventually. Not being announced.
Eventually. But, we'll let you know.
100%.
I'll show the. I'm going to show the quad cam real quick to the people.
Okay.
Just so they
There's
can see.
The quad cam. No signal.
Oh, quad cam! Look at that. You're missing all this if you're not watching on Twitch. By the way, make a Twitch account.
You're listening live on Sirius XM Radio. Oh wait, no, that's
don't come on
later.
Don't do that. All our buttons look freaking sick.
Our buttons look sick. Everything looks sick, dude.
Buttons look so good. Damn.
The logo. Just the logo. It now that I see it all animated and moving, man, you made the right choice.
Looks effing good.
It does.
My gosh. We also have other news as far as a little I don't know, little DMCA music service we might be offering.
Yeah, we might have already mentioned it during the old snafu at the beginning, but maybe we can get into it a little more deeply now. HighPass.gg has a brand new album dropping tonight at midnight Eastern time. It is the summer album, and it might might include 2 custom Trevor May originals. My first
Oh,
ever releases of songs on
no
any
way.
sort of service that wasn't SoundCloud, my own thing. So it's pretty.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a label, so technically a
Wow.
professional artist
Wow.
of music. So
And I think we actually have a little bit for our listeners, a little bit of a sneak peek
little
here, which
taste.
I'm going to play really quick. Here we go. Here's a little bit of Trevor May's initial single on the
Here it
new
is.
release. Here we go.
You're here first.
The giant horse cock.
My bad. That I my
You did that on purpose.
yeah, we definitely don't. I lied. We don't have this.
Did you actually think that was the like that? And then you messed it up? Oh my god, you did. You did.
No, no, it was 100% on purpose. Yeah, I have nothing. I have no sneak peek. I got
Okay.
nothing.
Well,
I'll pull one up. Give me a
maybe.
minute.
Well, let me give you a little. Let me give you my favorite. Maybe you can pull up a little version of that. We've obviously had the tracks early, and
Yeah.
there's one called "That's Very Fetch" in the house.
Ooh,
I
like that.
genre by McCheck that I think is awesome. That's
Ooh.
very fetch. It's very fetch. It's a very fetch song. So if you want to give us a little sneak peek of that one, maybe the build up.
Oh, frick.
At any
Okay.
point,
Okay,
I would love
I'll
to
pull
hear
it
that
up.
one.
I'll pull it
Yeah,
up. In
take your time. Pull it up.
All right.
I'm super excited about some of the releases. PM has been dropping little like singles in my DMs for the past couple of weeks now, and they have been fire. They've been outstanding. I gotta give a hats off every time too. I feel like I've just boosted his ego enough. But Tyke Myson on our highpass.gg playlist. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the artists, all the artists that we've had on there. Amazing content and music. I just happen to really vibe with Tyke, and he just, my gosh, everything's just gold.
For those who don't know, Tyke is my little brother, so
Mhm.
runs
Means
in
a
the
lot
family.
to the PM family.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna take me a little longer to pull up a song. I have to get on a different computer, so go ahead and do some things, and I'll grab it for you guys.
All right, we'll just continue on with our list of things that we are trying to update everybody on. Here's a really interesting piece of news. I know we never do news. News isn't our thing. We're not a news service. There's plenty of those just making stuff up. They don't need us making stuff up. But piece of news: there's a major league a professional baseball player just retired in order to stream full time. Bryce Hutchinson, B Hutch, a lot of people know, or MF Hutch on Twitch.
Yeah.
A lot of you know him from playing with Summit and plays Tarkov as well. Left for the season. Probably thought a lot about how much he wanted to be streaming.
for sure.
Looked at how he's going to make like $1,200 a month, and was like, maybe we'll take a break and see what we can do here. So, yeah, he's been killing it, dude. Wish him all the best. And there's just a small little sliver of me that's like, so lucky. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but also equally excited to be with the Mets organization. You know what I mean? Like,
equally, yeah, it's the same. It's super.
Yeah,
It's exactly. It's more like
It's
I'm
more
more excited to play baseball every single day.
Yeah.
I'm like just thinking about this 11-day road trip I'm on with 2 off days on the road. It's stuck in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Most of which is in Florida. Just really gets me fired up. I'm super excited for it. So
Nice.
That's
good.
I don't miss my cats at all.
No.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
not
but-
Elsie.
but honestly though, if I were in that point in my career,
Mm-hmm.
it would be much more of a conversation. Just saying. I mean,
Mm.
hindsight not being 2020, obviously. But
Is Bryce older than you? Has he been in the league longer? Or is he younger?
no, he's younger. He's a high school guy, and he's drafted in 2017. So he's
Okay.
he's not that far along, to be honest, in his career, and he's had some injuries and things, but he's promising. He's just like I totally understand how his head's just somewhere else. He's just not happy playing baseball, man. It's
What is you mentioned $1,200 a month from streaming?
He's making.
Oh.
Yeah, one day I saw he was like almost up to 4,000 subs at some point. So he was doing really good. I think that was the peak. I don't think it's there right now, but instead of just letting it kind of die, because it's definitely not. If it's hard for me to kind of keep this thing up during the season, it's really, really hard for a minor league player to like get on buses, and like he would just like not be able to stream ever.
Oh,
And
really? Is it
yeah,
that much harder for minor league?
it just like just the hotels they go to would have no internet. He would not. He would only be able to do it at home series,
Mm,
and it'd be disjointed, and he wouldn't be able to line up with the people he wants to play with. And I
yeah.
get all that stuff, but yeah, like the pay scale in the minor leagues is like it's insane. Like my
Yeah.
first year in the minor leagues, the first year I was making 1,100 a month, and I my first full year I took home like in lump or like in total pay like just over $4,000 in 5 months,
Jeez. I
which
mean,
is
you don't have to tell me. I played MLB The Show. I get it. You know what I mean?
yeah, like
That's
you
really
do like that's
yeah.
not you better sign a bonus. You better get a signing bonus because that's not even remotely close to a livable wage. So
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, like, you're not doing it but you're not doing it for the money fully there at that point either. It's like being at baseball camp, hotels
Yeah.
are all paid for. You gotta pay for your apartment you live in for 4
Yeah.
hours. It's like being in college, but it does stay like that for a long time when you actually become an adult. I understand getting that at 18 and being like, "Haha, I live in hotels and I play baseball all the time and haha." But, like, 2 years in, you're like, "Okay, I wanna have, like, a maybe get engaged or maybe save some money," and I can't.
Yeah. Have a child, maybe.
Maybe have a child, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys sometimes have children coming in from, like, or they're, young. They have kids at 22 or 23, and they were drafted out of college, right? So,
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
yeah, but yeah, it's the first time we saw someone leave a professional sport to become a full-time streamer. That's really interesting to me.
Is that
Like
the first time?
like,
Really?
first I've ever heard of.
That's wild. That's a good point.
Like,
Dang.
so people were like, "What? That's so dumb." Like, "Oh, he must be making millions off of streaming." No, I don't think he is, but I think he's making a good amount or has an opportunity to, and maybe he just really likes doing it more.
Yeah. He's got to be
That's
making a
what
calculated risk here. I'm sure it's like any of the other people that we've ever interviewed is like, hey, when did you decide to go full time? They're like, well, I mean, I kind of told myself it would take, 6 months. And if it didn't happen, whatever. So I'm sure he's taking some sort of calculated risk. Because even with 4,000 subs, with like a pretty good ratio on your subs, it's like, it's depending on where you live, that's livable. But you also have to have a plan to grow. So that's good on him, though, man. Your camera is insane.
What? It
Like,
looks fine to me.
looks literally insane. I'm gonna give someone a seizure with that.
There we go. I'm back.
Hey, there
Hopefully it
he is.
doesn't we gave it 10 minutes to catch up. I'm assuming the, outlet it's plugged into is not giving it as much power as it's using. So
Ah, okay.
we gave it 10 minutes, like, of charging really, like, a little bit heavier on a power strip because I bring a
Yeah.
power strip with me on the road now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
And now it's plugged directly into the those outlets that have, like, the actual, like, USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead again. Yeah, just put my picture up and we're gonna give up forever. How about that? Yeah, mhm. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, this is supposed to be an audio version of a podcast too, so, like, people listening in the car is like, "What is happening?" You should go
Exactly.
watch the YouTube video. Yeah,
It is a nightmare trying to get the technical issues to work when Trevor's on the road.
yeah, we're just gonna
Heck,
keep that no signal thing up behind too because that's just funny.
that's just fantastic. Love that.
Alright.
Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, so Bryce, it's fantastic. Thank you for the news. Hot
Yeah.
news
Yeah.
from Major Leaguer Trevor
Professional
May.
athlete. That's how the world's changing, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone works remotely now.
Someone someone said to me the other day on stream, they're like, how hard is it to quit your job and stream full time? I was like, incredibly easy.
Yo, it's making a
Very
decision
easy.
isn't hard. It's dealing with the consequences. That's the
Yeah.
hard part.
Being successful at it is very difficult. You go to your boss and you're like, I don't want to work here anymore. And they're like, what? This is out of nowhere. I'm like, I hate it here. I want to go stream. They're like, okay, whatever.
Like whatever that is.
And then you go stream to 4 people, including 2 tabs of your own on Chrome and your mom. And then you never make it. And you end
Yeah,
up
and
like me.
I'm pretty sure Twitch cracked down on it. So those 2 tabs is actually only just 1 view.
Oh, really? Remember the
Yeah.
tab thing being a thing.
Yeah, the tab thing isn't a thing. Oh, devices, yes. But it might be accounts at this point. I don't even know.
Ooh.
Uh,
We're not telling you how to buy it yourself.
we're not that's because we don't know if it actually works anymore.
Exactly.
But that dude, that's funny too. Just a side note, this might be more of a macro world thing, but like just the crisis with people like, all right, guys, it's safe to come back to work. And everyone's like, nah.
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we realized that working for you sucked, and
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. There's this like meme that I saw, and it was like it's gone now forever because I clicked on it and Twitter sucks. Um, oh, here it is. I found it again. It's like, workers, why are you firing us back in 2020? And businesses were like, we don't make enough money to survive. And it was like, okay, so they're like firing a bunch of people. And then 2021, businesses are like, why won't anyone work for us? And workers are like, we won't make enough money to survive. Just really got flipped of like, you laid us off because you were going to lose a lot of money, and now we're not going to work for you because we're not going to make any money. Like, it just, when they realize that, oh, this is a really crappy job, and I don't make. I mean, obviously, there's more nuance to it than that. This isn't a political podcast, but I do think it's interesting that like no one wants to go back to these kind of like bad jobs that no one wants to do because they also don't get paid very much. It's like not worth it.
it's not worth it. Well, priorities have changed. That's a big.
Also, that yeah.
It's a big thing. Well, we had the whole thing with last year. People were like, dude, why are you guys fighting with the ownership and this, that, and the other? Because in reality, the end of the day is hardship. The owner, the person who runs the thing, wants to pass on the sacrifice to their workers. Like that's their first.
Yeah.
That's the first way that they try to save money.
Yes.
But unfortunately, workers are people and they need money. So
Yep.
there has to be a give and take there, and that's kind of what the conversation was. I mean, obviously, it looked like we hated each other, but we are just having the conversation, like, okay, what's the value? You know, what's actually the value prop here? And who is sacrificing the most, or is the burden being shared equally? And do we believe that it is? Yeah, so that's just generally people are like, I feel like I took the biggest hit, and it wasn't even that good to begin with. So why would I go back into that situation when I've seen the light?
Yeah, exactly.
And so, what I'm saying is just retire from baseball and become a streamer.
Oh my gosh. Just do it. You know? Just freaking do it.
I'm JK. I'm JK. Guys, please don't tweet at me.
I just want to see you happy, Trev.
It's just a joke. It's just
all
a
I
joke.
want.
But we can move past it. I thought it was just an interesting thing that kind of lined up at the exact same time.
Yeah.
There's some parallels between playing minor league baseball and working any first or any minimum wage job at the point. And a lot of people are like, what? But you get an opportunity. I understand the ceiling's very high. It sucks down. It sucks. That life sucks. I lived in a La Quinta for 2 years of my life. Like, dude, it was awful.
What's a La Quinta? What is that?
It's La Quinta Inn. It's a very you don't even know what a La Quinta Inn. That tells you what kind of motel that is. It's not that it's the worst. It's like staying in a Motel 6.
La Quinta
like living
Inn.
in one.
By Wyndham.
By Wyndham, yes.
Quinta.
They own all those type of places. But I thought we could because we've taken a few weeks off. Thank you everyone for being so patient with us, by the way. Sometimes, papas need a break. But we're back, and we've been doing some different stuff. And I thought we'd give an update on what we're doing and try to kind of loop everything in content wise with how how we make decisions on if we're going to try a new game or try to do a different type of content or whatever. But I will let you go first. What have you been up to? I know Tarkov's a little bit of tough at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little tough right now. Just because it's late wipe and everything, and its content gets a little stale. However, for those that know, if you know type of thing with Tarkov, I just got Kappa, which is very cool. It's like a kind of a streamer accomplishment. You essentially grind out a bunch of tasks in this game, Escape from Tarkov, and you get rewarded with this. It's like a meme, but it's also just like a big container you get to put stuff in. It's probably the simplest way I could say it. So that was cool. I got that for the very first time, albeit dramatically slower than all of my other colleagues, I guess you could say. But I eventually got it, so that was kind of cool. But it's tough right now because Tarkov is late wipe. This happens on a pretty perennial cycle. Here is you just kind of get burned out, so you're kind of doing the same thing. There's no new content, and I've been fairly critical of Battlestate for this. And while I love the game and love Tarkov, specifically this game called Escape from Tarkov, it does get a little stale when you don't offer daily or weekly task to do. Uh, and that is something that Fortnite learned right off the bat. Like
Mhm.
it seemed almost as soon as they got popular as a BR, they're like, okay, we got to get daily and weekly. So like, how do we keep people staying in? How do we keep people
Yeah.
coming back?
'Cause it's the same game over and over again. How do we keep it
Exactly.
fresh?
Otherwise, it's just a BR over and over and over. So those tasks definitely mix it up and make it interesting to come back on a daily, weekly basis. But Tarkov does not have that. So that being said, I switched over to some Apex Legends content, which has been a breath of fresh air, right? And also reminded me of how much I don't like BRs that much. I don't think I am built for BR. They are just rage machines. I swear like an old sailor when I play Apex Legends. It is
Really?
infuriating. Oh yeah, everyone's got like red level armor, which is like the best armor in the first 5 seconds of gameplay. I have like gray. I'm getting ripped apart. I don't miss that, and it's always go go go, right? Like there's no downtime. You're constantly in a match every 3 to 4 minutes. So
Yeah.
you're
You have
kinda-
to like like make downtime. You got to make time.
yes,
It's
yeah.
it's funny because I've been watching Pull and Darkness and Luke play, and it's
Mhm.
funny. Like Lupo, you can tell like is competitive and stuff, but he's like super afraid to like commit. He's like, I don't want to. He's like, I don't want to
Yep.
like. I don't want to make this. I don't want to make us going for Predator a thing. But I do
Yeah,
want to play
yeah.
the game in this because this is fun to learn it this way.
Kind of
But I don't want to tell the community that this is what we're playing for the next month because that's what that means. Um,
yeah.
but it is fun to kind of like be like, oh, we should have done because that game's so strategic. Just gotta like because it takes so long to kill somebody. You just got to
Yes.
you
Focus
gotta
firing
make
is
you
huge.
gotta make decisions and stop. Like slow down and
Yeah.
play and I it's fun. I love it because it's like I think it's the most rewarding skill wise. Like if you have good aim, you dominate that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you manage your recoil well, you aim well. That's why I think it's so um attractive to people is because Fortnite is Fortnite and it's kind of the third person over the shoulder building, kind of flamboyant more of a game. Apex is kind of just before COD where it's like not super serious hardcore like war. It's just really focused on gun skill and team play, and it really kind of puts all of its eggs in that basket with some flair of like the different abilities and stuff. But it almost doesn't matter. Like you can have a cool ability, but if I just shoot you a lot, it doesn't matter unless you use it strategically. So
Yeah.
I've learned that as I've played it is that it's hyper strategic. Um, you very much need to stay close together. You very much need to communicate, and you need to hit your shots. And it's very rewarding, like you said. It's a great game.
It is a great game. I totally get like you can't pub stomp the way that you can pub stomp. If you do, if you're
Yeah.
that good, like it's that crazy. But like even wiping a 3-man squad by yourself is so hard because you have to use so much
Oh,
ammo and you have to move so like they better
yeah.
not have like armor. Like they better have weaker. But if they've been in the game for a while and found some sort of medium to good armor, like you just have to
Yeah.
mag dump people all day and then hope that the other two guys don't shoot you while you're shooting. Like there's just not
Mhm.
cheating even in the game. Like even if you were a cheater, like it'd be still hard
It'd
to
be
tank
almost
enough
impossible
bullets. Like you
to
wouldn't be able to murder people fast enough no matter what gun you had.
Yeah, you could have the best gun in the game, and the time to kill or TTK is still pretty high.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're not going to be able to like really mow them down before their buddies are going to be able to lock onto you. Not to mention the reload animation on its own. But anyway,
But movement's fun. It's just a fun game. I keep going back and I can just run head ass into games all day.
yeah,
And it doesn't trigger me like Call of Duty. I don't know why Call of Duty triggers me so hard, but because it's the same type situation. But I maybe it's just because Apex is just so much quicker in and out. And
TTK is much quicker.
much quicker. So you have an opportunity to respond. I
Yeah.
hate dying and having no opportunity to respond. That's probably why I like Fortnite too, because you can build and then you can get yourself back in the fight. If you're taken by surprise, that's important in a BR, in my opinion. That's probably why
Yes.
PUBG kind of just got like
Yeah. There's definitely some. So yeah. So that being said, with Apex, really fun change of pace, like a game. Looking forward to some of the things that Escape from Tarkov is going to kind of offer. But it's kind of a dynamic shift where, or this happens to a lot of streamers. I think it happens to majority of them, if not every single one of them. Is like you kind of ride the wave of a game, and then once that game starts to lag in either content or updates or whatever it may be, you kind of are left in like, I don't really know what to do because I am burned out by the game, or burned out by the repetitiveness of it. And I'm also trying to figure out how to incorporate my friends. Like, are my friends also burned out? What do they want to play? What are they good at? What else could we make good content with? Because the content between those two games drastically different. Like, they're both first-person shooters, but I feel like they could not be more different. Apex content, what you post on your Instagram, your Twitter, like the clip versus the Tarkov one. Just like the WoW clip is going to be different than the Fortnite clip. Just you almost have to like change gears and how you make content between those two different games, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, unfortunately with Apex, there just is, unless you're really good, there isn't really much to do. Unless it's funny, unless it's you doing something stupid, which we got some of that stuff. Me opening and closing the door, Jen jumping off the world on accident, all of us doing that. But there's only so many times you can do that before you're like, why aren't you getting any better? This is embarrassing.
Are you still falling off?
Yeah. And that's just, you got to have that kind of, you got to be, that's kind of what happened when the game came out too, and everyone played it, and they were like, okay, so now what do we like do for like content? And it's not a really big, we're going for content today type of game, just because the number of kills you get isn't really super high. It's hard to get even 10, even if you're nuts.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, double digits seems almost unattainable in that game.
So
unless you're insane.
It's a good change of pace. It's like a good almost off-stream game more than anything.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, like,
what about you?
besides Apex, are you doing anything else? You got any other ideas you're gonna try?
Oh, Frank. You know me. I'm not the idea man. That's your job. But I do have some things planned. Wow, I am just a frog in my throat. Some ideas for what I want to do as far as it's really weird, really random, but I'm getting really into smoking meats. You know what I mean? Just really into that. So I got my smoker. I got a Traeger for anyone who's interested. I don't know how many smokers I got out there. Leave a comment down below if you're a smoker. And so I just smoked ribs tonight. Subpar. I got some work to do there. But I'm going to be making a smoking and a kitchen stream. So I'm setting that stuff up. Oh my
God, please do ActionJaxon IRL and just like, or smoke me, daddy.
Smoke meat daddy.
Smoked meat daddy
is a
YouTube channel, and it's you.
Gonna happen. I can't wait to somehow like fish an Ethernet cable from my first or second floor down to my driveway and to smoking.
I have 200-foot Ethernet cables.
I've seen it.
I rent it from the third floor, so you can do it. They exist.
I remember when Kate saw it, she was like, "Is this gonna be a thing?"
Yep. We're gonna have this wire. We've completely gotten over it. We don't even know they're there. Wi-Fi, my dude. April's doesn't even know.
Wi-Fi, my dude. Yikes.
Yeah, they don't even know. That is not an option.
No, that is horrific. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's gonna be fun. I'll do some kind of like shorter smokes, maybe like a 5 or 6 hour smoke. And I'm literally, my plan is, I'm not sure how effective it's gonna be. I'm gonna just smoke the meat, have the Traeger in the view, me just chilling. I'll be drinking a delicious alcoholic beverage. Not sure about for 5 hours, but I'm gonna probably just do like just chatting, talk about life. I could talk about Home Depot for 2 hours straight, like easy, like no problem.
Dude, you need to like turn the smoking thing into like the vlog type thing though. I really think you could chop it up and do a YouTube video. I mean, you could stream it too.
Oh, good. Yeah. No, you're right.
Like just being like, we're trying this, and then you, like you said, you're like, subpar, this sucks ass, and that's how it ends, right? And you're like, next time we're gonna do this better or whatever, and then you can get epic mealtime weird stuff where you're like trying these weird recipes that are supposed to be good. Like the guy on TikTok that makes weird cakes. I don't know if you've seen him, but
oh no,
he's a little over the top personality wise, but he tries weird cakes like with mayonnaise in them and sees if they're good, and they're always good. He's like,
have you seen this guy? Whenever he throws meat into the smoker, he says,
"Nighty night, you delicious bitch."
I'm not sure if you've.
Who is that?
He's a TikToker. He does barbecue.
Yeah, you should do smoked meats because why not?
Yeah,
Try
No,
it.
100%. And that actually goes into a plan I have to start another YouTube channel because I don't like shooting myself in the foot every time I make a fun video that isn't essentially Tarkov. And
Mhm.
people are like, nah, I don't want to watch that. And I'm like, but it's good. They're like, nah, I don't want to watch that. And I'm like, all right. So I just make another YouTube channel. This is the plan.
That's you got to do them for like Tim's got what 13 now. Like
Dude,
so
I think he
you
just
got
made another one. He's got
for
5, I
shorts.
think.
Well, I remember we talked about this on the pod probably like 8 episodes ago. We didn't know if shorts was going to be a feature or if it was going to be like another
Yeah.
type of content. Turns out that it's probably going to be another type of content.
Mhm.
So having a shorts only channel will get you in the algorithm better. But now I have 3 and I might have a 4th. With shorts.
Jeez.
But I have more IamTrevorMay now. We put a GeoGuessr one on there that did pretty good. That was funny. But I can't again. There's like it has like 200 subs, right? But
You called it more I'm Trevor May.
more IamTrevorMay just to put like there's going to be an Apex one on there because guess what? If I put Apex on the main channel, it's going to get 10% of the views everything else does, and that's just like,
Mhm.
and then it'll kill the outer. Like there's just no point to do it. So you might as well have like a content dump place to try new things. It makes
Yeah.
sense and it's free, so why
Yeah.
not?
Exactly.
Why not? Right.
Yeah.
But speaking of the baseball channel, I did
Hmm.
the first behind the scenes Mets vlog.
Ooh, dude, I keep hearing about it, and people said it was fire, and I haven't seen it yet, and I feel bad.
Yeah, it's like
You good? Do
I
well?
got yeah, it's got 40,000 views in 2 days, which is so much more than any other video I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I still don't have enough view hours on that channel because we made it recently and we actually haven't put out very many views for it or extra
Yeah.
or specific videos just for that channel. And so I still don't have enough viewer hours to be monetized.
Bro, so I have a question about that
Mhm.
because we've kind of mentioned this in the past about the MLB. Can you do that?
There's
Like
some gray area.
MLB
and
is
I'm pushing
really
them.
strict about it. Like I'm not saying, like I'm not trying to out you or anything. I just didn't know. I'm sure you've thought about it, but they're pretty strict about what they allow out as far as
Yeah,
content.
but there's also very, very few. There's not very much language built around if you're using your own camera and if you're using stuff that is their resources. For example, game. If you watch from clips from the game, I put them in the video. They could start to get mad at me.
Mm,
People want that. At this point, I'm like almost want Kate to bring in the camera and like vlog, get a little bit of stuff from like what the game looks like from the stands
yeah.
during that day. We might try to do that. I'm just trying not to give her jobs like that because this is not fair to her. And I know that she gets,
Mhm.
they're like, hey, babe, can you come to the game? And also, I need some footage for the vlog. Like, it's not something that I'm super interested in having her do, but if she's interested in doing it, it'd be cool to have on there. That's one of the things. But
Yeah.
I'm working now on doing a road trip. So I'm like, this is what a getaway day is. And we're gonna
Yeah.
go from I think we're going from Atlanta back down to Miami. We have an off day the next day, but it's a night game getaway day. So I can show like how much it sucks to go in and be like, have your bags picked up by like 1, get to the field, go to the field, do all your stuff all day. And then after the game, get on buses, drive a half an hour to the airport, get on a flight, fly 2 hours, get off the flight, drive half an hour to the hotel, and you're home at like 3:30 in the morning.
Jeez.
Just to like, and we have one of those coming up where we have a night game getaway day from home, which makes no sense. And we're going to Arizona from New York, and we play the next day.
Really?
So we're not going to get in till we get 3 hours back, but we'll get back at like 3:30 in the morning, and then we'll just be like, okay, try to get 6 hours of sleep so we can play a baseball game tonight, just for no reason. Like that sucks, right?
Oh my
People
god.
don't think about like, oh, why do you play so bad that day? That's probably why everyone's exhausted because the person
Yeah.
that made the schedule didn't for literally half a second think about a player.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
thought about how much money the TV would make,
Yeah.
and that's just one of the things. But anyway, that's gonna be really interesting because we have an off day in Miami.
Mhm.
It won't matter when we get in late, but just to show people like how long of a day that is. It's gonna be. Usually
Yeah.
we play day games and then we get there by like 8 or 9 at night. It's still a long
Dude.
day, but like at least we're there and we can wind down for a couple hours before we go to sleep. But this one's gonna be really interesting with a night game getaway day. So I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna do one. I have a sleep routine that people have asked me about a lot. That's kind of unique. So I'm kind of vlogging that through the whole time, like every night and every morning. I'm gonna check in with the camera and see what we did. And I have like my sleep tracker and stuff, and put up all the graphics. It's gonna be more educational. Then we're gonna do another one showing all of the stuff I bring with me on the road again, because I haven't done one of those in 2 years. So I've added a lot of stuff to the old. I have 2 suitcases as opposed to one now, full of crap. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna show everything I bring just in case I want to do something on the road.
Hot
Do a
damn.
video for that. So those are the 3 I'm recording over this with the new camera that's behind me. You can't see it, but
Are you recording yourself while you're doing this right now?
no, it's sitting by the bed waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow is when we start the sleep one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the Sony Ace, what is it? A7S3. I don't know how.
Yeah. That big chunky boy.
Big chonky boy. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
But it was a lot of fun to make. Vlogging might become a thing a little bit more. I'm so weird about being, just like you were talking about it too, being in public, talking
It's
to a
so
camera.
awkward. I hate it. I keep trying to not hate it, and I feel like you just have to do it. It's like you just have to take the plunge and just do it a couple times, and you get used to it.
Yeah,
It's
most
so
of the time
awkward.
people don't care and they actually want to be part of it. So,
Mm.
like when I went to the field, I was like, ooh, didn't tell anybody. I told a few guys, and then everyone was like, "Hey, can I be on here?
Yeah.
Hey, can
And
I
I
be
was like,
on
"Get out
here?"
of my face."
Hey, and my pitching coach was like, "Dude, do it. It's awesome. I think you're right on with it. Just do it whenever you want." But
Oh wow.
I'm gonna make sure the guys aren't like, I don't want to put a camera in their face like every other day. I want to do it like once a month. You know?
Yeah. That and then they kind of almost look forward to it in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Or maybe I can talk someone else into carrying a camera around for a day.
Nice. Yeah. Well, hot dog. Maybe I can, carry a camera around and just like with Tirza, because I live here in my house all day, every day. So it's pretty exciting stuff here.
Yeah, like I was gonna do one on the off day today, but you know what I did? I sat here.
Oh, how was
Didn't
that?
do anything. I didn't even go outside. Do you know why? Because I'm in Florida. Why? Why would I go? Why would I go anywhere?
Why would you go anywhere? Amazing. No, that's good. It's good to talk to you, Trevor, because obviously you're an idea man, but also too, it's just good to talk to other content creators, just bounce ideas off each other, just like, and it inspires you to have like, oh, maybe I can do that, or maybe I can try this, or whatever. But that's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, it's fun to try new stuff, and especially when you do it full time like you do. Gotta,
Mm,
gotta mix her up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Gotta
Absolutely.
mix her up.
Oh, cool. We're doing stuff. Dog.
Well, guys, anyone who's watching live on Twitch, don't forget to follow the channel if you're not already. That'd mean a lot to us. You can actually subscribe to the channel too if you're interested. We're actually working through some really interesting, cool stuff to do for our subs. Couldn't tell you what any of that is yet, but we would love to make subscribing really unique here, maybe even more unique than subbing to a regular show streamer that is streaming every day. Something maybe that allows you to win stuff. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Who knows?
100%.
But we do appreciate it if that's something you decide to do, and also sub to the YouTube as well, because we're pushing lots of stuff there as well. But PM is going to facilitate this. This is an AMA episode. We did just go through our news for quite a while, not surprising one bit. But we love questions from the chat. I believe you have a few already, though, don't you?
Yes, I have quite a few here. I can start whenever you guys are ready.
Heck yeah, PM. Let's freaking dive into it, man.
Okay, first one is from Bruiser. This is one that I'm excited to ask because
that guy.
this kind of hits home to me too. Have you ever had a memory that is triggered by an audio cue? For example, listening to the Milton T. Pike episode took me back to when I first listened to it while I was remodeling a shop last summer.
Oh, very interesting.
Music does that for me.
Yeah, I have a couple in mind, but if you guys have any.
Any sounds that bring me back. The first one that comes to mind for me is I don't know, kind of lame. I don't know. The birds in the spring. I can't remember the bird that it is, but there's like a certain bird. It's like or something like that. Like that's
one more time.
It sounds like that. It's pretty much actually a spot on.
Flipping that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that's why you have people repeat things.
Thank you.
So that always reminds me of spring. I don't know, and that always reminds me of ride my bike. I immediately want to get on a bike, and I actually I got a bike a couple years ago, and I rode it for the first time. I was like, oh man, I've ridden a bike since I was a kid, and then I started riding around my neighborhood, and then there's like this school there, and I was like in the parking lot, and I was like, oh man, I'm riding my bike in the parking lot, and I'm almost 30, and I gotta go. I gotta get the frick out of here. I can't be seen on a bike in a parking lot at a school. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I
Now's
think
not the
about.
time.
Yeah, no, not a good time.
That's a really interesting question. So the reason I asked the game or the food question is because when WoW opens and you get the intro music
Mm-hmm.
and the Wrath Lich King music, I can't even remember what it is off the top of my head, but when that would play and I was logging in, I could taste Baja Blast and vice versa.
Wow,
So like I'm like, oh, I'm about to drink like I have it's literally connected. Those two senses are connected. That taste and that sound. It's really interesting because that's how much I did. Like ate Taco Bell and played World of Warcraft in high school.
Wow.
So that's the nostalgia thing I'm talking about. It's like literally it's a connection in my brain that's happened.
Yeah.
And there's lots of them. I'm trying to think like there's sunflower seeds with baseball, like Ranch David's sunflower seeds.
Oh,
like I
dude.
remember being in the dugout, and double bubbled gum is what we've had my whole career. Like that's what every single team has. It's like the official gum of the MLB. So like one piece of the apple and one piece of the watermelon. I'm watching a baseball game. Like I'm in the bullpen. Like I get to eat the same exact gum every single time, and I sit there and watch a game. And so if I have that, I'm not at the field. I just immediately think I'm at the field.
Dang. Wow, that was very specific mindset. PM, you said you had a couple.
Yeah, mine are pretty specific too. The two that pop off are both from Kanye West. Anytime I hear "Stronger," the song "Stronger," I immediately go back to Lake Tahoe. The weather and the kind of smell in the air, or the way it felt. That's one every time that hits me. And then "Good Morning," which is which was my alarm from sophomore year of high school until like I was 25. And every time I hear the boom 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 and like it comes in, I immediately go back to "A Cold Morning" every time. So those two for sure.
Oh yeah, you make something your alarm, bro. That's gonna that's gonna wire you.
But now I'm trying to think of
when your brain's the most
of smells too. Like you brought it up. What kind of smells would
like wood? You smell like wood fire. It smells like summer.
Yeah,
like
but I feel like that's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
like something like really specific to you. I'm trying to think of one.
You mentioned a song. I feel like I just had one and then I lost it. A song. Songs will definitely do that. Oh, I immediately know what it is. Every time I hear the song "Crank That Soldier Boy," it's senior year and I'm at a field party every time with a Corona in my hand, and I am absolutely
we don't condone underage drinking on this channel.
Yeah, we don't condone underage drinking on this podcast.
We don't that at all. No, this is
drinking.
Alcohol free.
It's very bad.
Very bad. Yo, I got a fake ID though.
Oh my god! Every time.
Jaquan, what a one-hit wonder.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that brings me back to field parties. 100%. I'm physically in the car. I'm on the field. It's weird. It's very odd.
That's the same summer that "Stronger" came out. So yeah.
It was hell of a summer.
It must have been a great summer. What summer? 2007, 2008.
I think that was. I can't remember if I just graduated or if it was like in the intermediary summer. Can't remember when that was. Say Crank.
I think it was 2007.
It had to be up 7.
2007, yeah. Released May 2007. Oh, what a year.
Yeah, what a year. Bring us back.
Oh, my goodness.
So junior and then senior year, yeah.
Great question. Love that a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We're in the feels. Goodness.
Time to go back. Summer 2016 was a vibe.
2016. Gosh.
It was. Fedsen says this. Who's the goal guest? The one person you'd love to be able to interview on the pod?
Wow.
I want Gary V on this show.
Interesting. Gary V.
In order to get like an hour of his time, like we got to be going places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having Gary on would be. I mean, at this point, we should just pester him for the next 3 years until he comes on.
Man, Okay, who would I want? It's probably gonna be. I mean, I just love him so much. It's probably gonna be The Rock. I just really want to.
Yeah, I want to know his journey. I think that they're both have enough entertainment and business side value that
Yeah,
like just their journeys are so crazy.
yeah. I'm
It'd
just
be insane.
fascinated
Yeah,
by it. So
that's a great one.
I'd
That
love
is
to
a good
have The
one.
Rock on here. Yeah, definitely my top guest for sure. Or the old standby. I think I'd really love to have on here Obama. You know what I mean? Just really
Yeah.
pick Obama's brain.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to old Barack.
Old Barack Obama. You know what I mean? Get him on here with the Renegades. Get Bruce Springsteen on here too. That'd be great.
What a podcast.
That's great. These are good. God dang.
about Kevin Hart?
What's your ERA, Trevor? They're better than that's good.
What about Kevin Hart?
I mean, I'd love to have Kevin on here as well. I don't think we would interview him, but we would just be laughing the entire time. I don't think I'd be able to ask him a question because I'd be dying. I don't know how productive it would be for the audience, but it'd be a good time for us.
That's tough.
It would.
Yeah, that's a tough one to answer.
It's you know who you want on here.
Who?
We all know you wanted to interview Drake.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. I mean, obviously, duh.
A very obvious one.
But to be honest with you, he wouldn't say anything of like substance. He'd be like, "Yeah, that's right." I'd be like, "Yeah, cool." I'd be like, "So you played
from the
you played Fortnite
now?"
Yeah, I'd be like, "You played Fortnite with Ninja." He'd be like, "Yeah, I did." I'd be like, "Cool, this is fucking great."
Because it wasn't even a big deal to him. It was a big deal to Ninja.
Like, we done?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that would be great. Yeah, I would say, I mean, honestly, if we're getting nerdy here, I would probably interview his producer, 40, more than I would Drake. If I saw Drake and 40 in an airport, I'm going to 40 first. Just like a side note on that.
Well, 40 is, but I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
He's his producer and engineer, kind of the guy who made the sound. I'll just say that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so Pop Dark Magic says, do you guys have any plans for the pod going forward in the future? Love what you guys have been doing. Keep it up, lads. Heart.
Oh, thanks.
I mean,
we want to own the world. We want to be the number one podcast network in.
We want to buy iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
That's our goal. No, I mean, our big goal is to keep building the network. I think that Kate, we just had our first team meeting with Kate, helping us build out how we go through our processes and clean all that stuff up. It was kind of amazing how much stuff we cleaned up in the first day in half an hour, which was insane, or an hour, I guess. But she's really excited, and honestly, she's going to cover a lot of the bases that our skill sets don't really cover. So, in terms of getting organized and stuff, but like we want to build MCA into a powerhouse for real.
Yeah,
for realsies. Lots and lots of content all the time, not just this pod, but like with High Pass and with all the pods we have going, and more in the future, with like all kinds of different stuff for you guys to listen to and stuff for things you get interested in. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, we want to offer sustainable and unique and consistent content that you guys are interested in on a regular basis, whether that's through, like you said, this podcast, High Pass, any other projects in the future, or other podcasts in the network. My hope is that it's all valuable to someone in some way. That if you don't find value in this podcast, maybe you find value in another podcast. If you don't like podcasts at all, but you love music, cool, High Pass is for you. But it's still offering value in some way. That's my hope for this whole project that we're doing here, and I've been loving it so far. It's been great. A great mind project for me. So
hell yeah. It is.
Hell yeah. Good question.
Yes. Fat bearded math teacher asked, what's the highest exponent in a quadratic?
Oh, shut the hell. Oh my God.
4.
Why?
Quadratic.
We hate math. I don't even know how to
Common Core math sucks.
Quadratic. Yeah.
Ask Danny.
Ask me when the last time I used an equation ever was. I can't even tell you the last time. One time I tried to find the area of a room. That's it. It was a very basic.
Did you have to like Google it?
I did.
Like,
I was like, how do I find? Well, because I was like, there's like a closet. I don't want to include the closet. Like, how do I do that? It's a whole thing. I figured it out. But the point is, there's no like who. God,
I'm in
the freaking education system. Anyway, I don't know.
I'm in the same boat. We just got a house, and I'm trying to lay out the garage, and I went on the blueprint, and it was like 12 feet by 12 feet, and I was like, how many, like, what's the square footage of 12 feet by 12? I googled that, and they were like, you just multiply them together, and I'm like, God
12 by 12,
damn it.
yeah.
I'm like, how did I not know this?
Remember, guys, we railed against the old like conditioning people to be one thing from birth, and we're like, no, we need a more broad education. And then, but that, unfortunately, that means that like 99% of the stuff you learn, you're not going to be interested in, you don't care about later. So,
yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, math actually we thought would be a lot more in something we. To be honest, math's a huge part of my life. I mean. With
Oh,
all
it's
the
true.
stats and everything, it is. And not that I'm figuring them out, but like,
Yeah.
dude, we got our analysts and stuff. They're like,
Bro,
coding their own values and like value equations and algorithms and stuff to figure out if we're good or not. Which,
dude,
crazy.
two things. One, Fabric math teacher in our Twitch chat said it's 2, by the way. So I want him to know. I'm gonna forget that. As soon as that chat disappears, I'm going to forget that.
Think quadratic, quad, square.
So 4?
Square, 2.
That's dumb. Anyway,
Squared,
so
2.
And secondly, like I've been saying, I've been playing the show a lot. And when you've
not been playing the show.
I have been playing the show. I have a character. I'm one of the starting pitchers for the Mets. You got traded, by the way. It's 2025. And
joke's on you. I'm going to be retired.
I didn't see in the list of retired people. Anyway, so I'm playing the show, and when you go through the character whatever mode, it's just called Road to the Show. They do like these faux podcasts where they talk about your performance and everything. And I actually listen to them every now and then. They're pretty insightful in general. But someone said, and I never thought of it this way, but it makes perfect sense, was like, baseball is the most individual team sport there is. And I was like, holy frick, you're right. He was like, it's basically tennis, but you're on a team. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's freaking right. Because like, it doesn't really matter how anyone else performs at all. Like it doesn't, like, I mean, obviously you can speak to this to some extent. Like if you're up to bat, it doesn't matter what your second baseman's doing. Like you got to hit the ball. So
yeah,
it's very
every moment is completely individual.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, oh frick, like that changes my mindset about the game of baseball insofar as like you are responsible to you and you have to do well, which kind of takes the focus off the team, even though you want to be a team player and obviously like do your best for the team, but you do your best and that helps the team.
You playing well means the team's better.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb for just realizing that now, but I was like, holy frick, like that's a really insightful point. Yeah, thanks, MLB The Show. Not a sponsor, by the way.
It's true.
Life lessons.
The fact you're in 2025 on MLB Show, like how much did you sim? That's so far. What the hell?
I simmed. Let me tell you, I spent some time in the minor leagues. It was tough going. Could not get that breaking ball down. Really, took a lot of time in the virtual gym.
Are you at the point in the sports games when they start trading away star players for like ridiculously stupid deals, and then they have like random names like, oh, we're pulling up like Peterson McPeterson to the majors and he's the star, and it's like, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
They're like making up the stars of tomorrow, just they're generated people.
It's like 2030, and you're like, okay, like
none of these guys were even drafted like when the game came out.
Let me tell you though, the Yankees have won just about every single World Series in every sim.
Naturally,
they just keep winning. Anyway, great question. Not really. Bad beer math teacher. I hate you. I'm kidding.
All right. Historian asks, and he said 10, but I'm gonna make it 3 because that's too many. Pick 3 streamers that you would induct into the Streamer Hall of Fame right now.
I'm gonna go first. Soda Pop, Summit 1G, and Dan's game. Like Dan's game's everywhere, man. He's been
his emotes are everywhere.
His emotes are everywhere. He's
the
completely changed streaming in general, and
yeah,
some in Soda are just like pioneers.
yeah, 100%. Yikes. Hall of Fame. I don't think that you can, I think that his streaming success is more like arguable, but I don't know that you can have a Hall of Fame without having Ninja in there.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
So just his success in the world, in the whole world of streaming and gaming.
He's completely
So,
changed streaming. You can't
yeah.
deny that.
So Ninja's in there. Man, I feel like I want to be like me more thoughtful with this. I don't want to just like throw out names, but I'm more recently than not. I feel like I'm putting Nick Merckx in there just because he has been dominant right now in the streaming verse, in the streaming world. He's is absolutely killing it, and the amount of outside relationships he's built, like through Barstool and whatnot, are just pretty impressive.
That guy hates baseball, by the way. Just everyone.
Nick Merckx
He just hates it with a passion.
hates baseball. How do
Yeah,
you hate
he
baseball?
just does not like it as a
I
sport.
could see that.
He likes every other sport but baseball.
You like it? All right, he's out. Yeah, no, I think Dan's gaming for sure. Yeah, I think that's probably. Yeah, I think Dan's gaming permeated the sphere the most. I think that Ninja raised the ceiling the most, and I think my current star is either Nick Merckx or XQC probably.
Let me throw 2 honorable mentions out.
Yeah.
Lyric
Mm-hmm.
and Co.
Lyric and Co. Yeah, I
And
was thinking Co too. Yeah, Asmongold is definitely
because they're all like titans of their own type of like Lyric and Co. are just variety like gods. They did variety streaming better than anybody.
Oh yeah, you could almost like categorize it up by like genre of streamer. Yeah. Like there's like Tyler One is probably up there, just like the biggest troll of like just I don't know, just
I mean, XQC is I think #1 troll now.
Niche, yeah, you're probably right. He's probably right.
Yeah, but we refuse to say Tim, so stop trying to get us to say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say him. It's just not gonna do it. But yeah, that's a great question. Never really thought about it in those terms.
Shroud is another good one. Yeah, these guys are okay. Yeah. I guess we're saying 10. We did it.
We did it. We really did. You know what strikes me more in that actually kind of makes me a little bit sadder is that there aren't more women or people of color in that list. And I'm really trying to like I mean, don't take this wrong way. I definitely know outstanding female streamers. I just don't know that they've had the opportunity
long term
to be Hall of Fame long term to have a huge impact on the industry. Not to say there aren't women in gaming who haven't, but specifically streamers. I guess you could say Pokimane.
Oh, Pokey, yeah,
Pokey. I would say Valkyrie too.
And Valk is making huge moves.
She's the Nick Merckx.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. That's a good.
Again, and remember, Pokey, YouTube, right? We're like we just went Twitch.
Yeah. We just
we literally just went to the platform that we're on. Basically, everybody. Yeah. Because I was like, I was visualizing like my list of people online all the time, right? So like YouTube obviously is a whole nother, and then there's this whole other side where like Spanish speaking streamers that are just huge.
Oh my dude, when that
in Europe, and we don't even
out on Fortnite, and he had like 2 billion viewers or something ridiculous.
How many did he have?
30% of the world was watching that. It was like the moon landing.
Yeah. That's insane. I never heard of them before, but he's huge in that sphere of streaming, which it just shows like how vast it is and how little we know about all the different sides. But yeah, if I was
2.4 million. 2.4 million.
Watch his
Fortnite reveal. Yeah.
Greg, was it Greg F? Greg F or Greg
GREFG?
GREFG. Yeah. Someone mentioned Shroud too. Like obviously these are all excellent streamers. I don't think someone not being on that list of Hall of Fame makes them not good. Yeah. Like Doc is an outstanding streamer. Yeah, Shroud's outstanding streamer.
We're just trying
I'm
to think
thinking,
groundbreaking. Did something like they led a charge as like the idea the profession of streaming was changing in a big way, and they were like the leader of that charge, in
yeah,
my opinion. Like Shroud and Doc during PUBG,
yeah,
and Ninja during Fortnite, and Nick during Call of Duty,
mhm.
and honestly, Tim was one of the guys with Overwatch, right? So like
True, yeah, yeah,
they became a titan of a game, and they became one of the ones that progressed streaming into somewhere it wasn't before. Like
yeah,
that's in my head, and then there's people that are just always there. Lyric was always there. Soda was always there. Summit's always there. Like during that,
yeah. OGs who've just been around from the very beginning.
um, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
interesting.
Oh
Cool.
yeah.
What a great question. Wow,
Yeah.
sheesh,
Sheesh.
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 God. Don't go down that rabbit hole ever. By the way,
Oh,
don't come
wow.
on TikTok.
Last from the past, Duck Sauce. That's freaking crazy. I haven't heard the name in a while.
Oh, he's a professional
Frickin'
voice
Duck.
actor now. He actually, he actually
Oh,
streams
really?
once a week still on Saturdays.
Is he really?
Yeah, he just pops
Oh,
in and
no
plays
freaking
something
way.
for like 3 hours.
Holy crap. Wow. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, I would. Number one for me would be Ninja, because I wouldn't know any of you unless it's for that Fortnite boom.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
Like we said, he's probably my number one just because of the level to which he elevated the game. Like I just think of like a building, and he just raised it to like 4 or 5 stories above what it was. Like just completely pushed everything up. So yeah.
Anytime I explain to my family or anyone who doesn't know about gaming what Twitch is and stuff, I just say, "Do you know Ninja?" And they're like, "Yeah, that blue haired kid." I'm like, "Yeah, that
exactly.
that guy right there. Just think of that."
Yeah. Yes.
So that's
Great.
that's an easy one. Okay, so Wyatt asks, should you jump on sponsorship deals right away when your stream starts picking up, or focus on something else?
Yes. Money. Yes. Take it.
Depends on what you are getting for what you are giving. Have a lawyer look at it, please. Perpetuity doesn't exist. Do not give them rights to anything for indefinitely.
Yeah.
And but like if it's like, hey, your stream's taking off, we'll give you, say you have 100 viewers, and they're like, we'll give you $500 for 1 hour of a stream, like, and that's it. Like, just do a 1 hour sponsor thing for this thing. We'll give you $500. That's something worth. It's very, very simple, straightforward. You do one thing, they give you one thing. Is then that amount of money good? Is that changing like a little bit? Life enhancing. That kind of stuff is like, I would say, is easy. But when it's coming to long term, like if there's any sort of like amount of time attached to it, that's
Yeah.
when red flags should come up, and you need to look exactly. But if it's very straightforward and like a sponsored streams and stuff, I feel like that stuff, like there's lower risk with that stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
It's
I
a good
think
assessment.
you got to balance it between a couple of things, maybe 3 different sides total, like scope of work in the contract, like what Trevor said. Like, does it say perpetuity? Does it say like we own your soul, like the contract we sent to Jen? Like what does the contract say, and how predatory is it or not predatory? Maybe it's a great contract. And then I feel like you kind of have to value, like, what are they giving you? So you have to make sure the contract isn't terrible. Then what are you getting for what you're giving? Is that worth it to you? Is that work worth it? And then also, do you like the company? Is a pretty one, like, you gotta like the product. You don't want to be disingenuous with that kind of stuff too, and be like, I don't actually really eat this or do this ever, but they're gonna give me like a lot of money, so suddenly I'm not a vegan anymore, or like, whatever. I don't know. You just, because people can, I think, generally tell when you're kind of hamming it up or not really into the product. So I would hope that you would like the product and use the product, whatever it may be, or the game or whatever it is. So yeah, I would say between those 3 things, is it like super predatory? How's the contract? Is the work worth what you're getting? And do you like the product? Pretty simple for me.
What do you feel about codes? As
What
far
do
as
you mean?
like let's say, for example, I were to partner with someone as a small streamer, and instead of getting a direct pay for ads, they were just like, oh yeah, we'll give you a code and you get like 10% of the cut.
Like a revenue.
Yeah.
Letters.
Personally, like if it was me personally, I don't like that, but I get that it might validate someone's stream. Like they'll pop in and be like, "Oh, he has a code. That means he's doing something right."
Mhm.
I just feel like you can saturate yourself with too many of those, and it kind of turns into a bad look. Maybe
You
that's
become a
just me.
salesman for
Yeah.
that product at that point.
Hmm.
And if you have more than one product you're hawking, it becomes disingenuous very, very quickly. But if you have one, I would say, like, honestly, the good sweet spot, if you have a code for something, just having
Mhm.
it for one product
Yeah.
is if
Mm.
that's the only way. I mean, if you have a code and you're getting paid up front or you're getting paid monthly or whatever, that's a different story. That's just like it's just bonus at that point. Um, but yeah, good rule of thumb is try to get paid up front as much as humanly possible. And that if you think this is one that's weird for me, and I think a lot of content creators,
Hmm.
like, don't ever think you know how much something's worth to a company. So, like, if you're like, "Oh, they're giving me a lot for this," and, like, don't feel guilty because they're only asking you for 1 tweet or something. Like, don't be like, "Oh, I could do 3 tweets for that price." Like, that's a weird I would never say that outward, but I, like, have this weird,
Hmm.
Yeah.
like, I want to be like, "Oh, am I providing enough value for that much money?" And in their eyes, yes, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
if they're willing
don't
to
ever worry about that.
pay you that money and telling you you only need one tweet, then they've expressed to you what the value is.
You are worth
You're worth that.
what they're
Mhm.
willing to give you.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
literally how markets work.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to counter and be like, "Hey, we'll give you, $500 for this tweet." And they're like, "I'd like $700 for this tweet." If you have analytics to back it up, cool. You can send them that too. Um, if you don't, and you're just like, "I feel like I'm worth this much," then yeah, I mean, worth it to ask because all they can say is, "No, we're gonna stick at 5." I don't know that I've had an experience yet. Maybe once where I countered and they were like, "Never mind," you know. So it's
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
there's one big one that I can remember, that we were both related both all of us were
oh,
involved with, but,
yeah.
there here's a prime
It's
example.
rare.
So
Yeah.
this is 20 here's and this is gonna be it's gonna sound like a brag, and I'm sorry, but this is gonna give you the power of, like, kinda just aiming high and seeing what
Mhm.
happens, especially if you don't really know.
Hmm.
I had a public speaking opportunity, and my baseball agent at the time had no experience in, like, what I was gonna go do. It was video game related. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, like, what should we say your rate is?" I'm like, because I was flying somewhere and had to stay for the weekend, and it was a couple days, right? So I was like 5,000. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And he's like,
Yeah.
he goes, let's just say 20. He goes, and see what happens. And like, what
It's
they could be like, they could just be like, that's really high, and then it'd be,
see what
oh, okay,
happens.
our bad, right? But he goes, but if we can set it high,
Yeah.
then that's your value for going to speak. We can tell that's a precedent. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
that's great. So I'm like, oh, okay, just do it, whatever. So it was one of those things like we sent the email. We're like, "Ooh." They came back. They're like, all right, cool, sounds good. What airport you flying out of? And I was like, and we
Yeah.
looked at each other like, what? They just took
Yeah.
it. It worked.
You
It's
could have been
freaking
like, we should have done 30. Damn.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's the one of
exactly.
the things. So like, I understand those numbers are you just put any number in for that, like, right?
Mhm.
You can't hurt to ask. No one's gonna like run in the other direction, just ghost you if they're real. Like if they actually have a budget for something and they're a real
Yeah.
company that's actually
Yeah.
a lot of money for that, they'll just be like, that's a little way out of our price range, and then you immediately know to back it off, and you're still having the conversation. So,
Yeah.
I
um,
I will
but
say if you are smaller, like Paul, you said, pay attention to your analytics,
Mhm.
and really find a way to hone in on what your target audience is, and because they could definitely be like, oh yeah, I only have 1,000 followers on Twitter, give me like $45,000 for a tweet, and that company might
Yeah.
just be like, yeah, no, we're not doing this like ever again.
Yeah.
You know, just because they probably don't want to deal with someone like that in the future. I know this rapper went on TikTok and said he charges like 100K for a feature, and he hasn't put out a song in 2 years because of it. So I would say, yeah, be aware of your price, but at the same time, don't compromise, like you said, Trevor. I 100% agree with that.
yeah, and try to be. I saw a great thing in chat actually right here. It said people definitely shouldn't just take anything to make themselves feel like they made it. Kind of like the earnings check in Fortnite. It's what young people.
Earnings.
It's like earnings checking is literally like they're actually using money as social currency. which
Yeah.
is huge in high school and in your teens. It is like having stuff and doing things is is just what how you measure yourself against other people. It's all about measuring yourself against other people when you're young, and
Mm,
so that became a thing. And if you're a streamer and you're young, or you're trying to compare yourself to other people by what you're making, what they're making, um, try to avoid thinking about it that way as much as possible, and think of it like you're actually making money as if it's a job.
yeah.
And
Agreed.
if you can, if possible, and I think that we have a group of friends too that we feel like we're comfortable saying, "Hey, I reached out to, but I know you work with these guys. What'd you get?" Right? Just to
Yeah.
kind of get a general
Exactly.
gist,
Yeah.
because then you can compare yourself kind of numbers wise. Like Paul and I can compare our numbers are very comparable a lot for a lot of different things. And that's another person to kind of bounce off. Jen has participated in these conversations as well, just trying to get an idea of what those things are. So that if you are streaming, you start to grow a little bit,
Yeah.
and you're probably playing with people that are growing similarly to you, or maybe even bigger. Ask them, pick their brains. They'll give you a straight up answer.
100%.
Cool.
Cool. The D Win, this is the last one I'm going to ask here. The D Win asks, have you explored the makers and crafting section on Twitch, or just even non-gaming sections? I like this one as a music guy, so I'm going to get your 2 thoughts on this.
Does it mean the hot tub section?
I know,
Is that what
right?
he's talking about?
That's
The
just
hot tub
chatting.
The
Because
meta?
I have perused. No, I'm just kidding.
You have to be in water.
You have to be in the water.
I'm thinking about just getting a bathtub to sit in front of at my desk,
I might do that while I smoke meat. I might just be in a tub.
but like be in one of those dunk tanks, just standing around in your normal clothes. Is this how we do it?
Is this how I get the viewers? I haven't really. That I don't know. It's weird. So whenever I go on Twitch, it definitely gives you more of what you watch.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm on it. I'm on my channel, and it says live channels we think you'll like. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them are people I already follow.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
I don't know why it would be like, we think you'll like. I do. I hit the heart button. Like, you don't have to guess. I told you I did. So it's a little bit weird. And then as I kind of go down, there's like 4 or 5 I don't follow, but people I've watched regularly. So that's not really an answer to the question. It's more just an explanation of why I feel like I'm not exposed to other sections of Twitch very often, is because it doesn't give it to me. I never see it. Even the categories we think you'll like. It's the games and things I stream all the time.
Yeah.
So there's no variety here. There's nothing that I would see that's any different than what I normally stream or watch on a regular basis. So unfortunately I have it. Whenever I see that stuff at TwitchCon, like that whole there's like an art alley or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a whole section where people like display their artwork. It's freaking awesome. I'm like, this place exists? Like, who are these people? I didn't even know that there was an art section. So I think that's more a criticism of Twitch in that way than it is like, I don't like to watch artistic stuff. But anyway, that's my answer. Sorry.
I mean, I'm interested in that stuff maybe a little bit more, but again, like it's not put in front of my face enough.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I just saw an amazing comment from the chat, by the way. I think clips feed would be incredible, like a TikTok on
Yes.
Twitch, because literally the clipping is like one of the main drivers of
Oh.
channels. So if like there was just a feed with the most popular ones just from separate channels where you could only just scroll through clips.
100%.
Yeah, I don't
I think
think
it's-
it's very intuitive.
I think it's at the bottom. Let me see. Yeah, clips we think you'll like. It's literally at the bottom. Last thing you can see.
It's at the very bottom.
Okay, okay.
All
I
3
gotta
for
go.
me. ActionJaxon.
So again, they're gonna be
So-
clips from people you follow probably too.
Yeah.
Which
Exactly.
is again the discover page on both Instagram and then TikTok have driven those things. But makers, there's so many great musical artists. I've actually spoken to Jauz, Jauz. A lot of people and anyone in electronic music knows who
Mhm.
Jauz is. And he does a demo like uh, where they listen to demos, and he invited me to come on and be a guest just to listen to demos and like give my feedback on them and stuff. And he also has talked about doing a portion of something semi similar to high pass. I mean, but very interesting to see what a Jaws track would look like. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, he does a great stream too. And Fox Stevenson's another guy who does an amazing production stream where he like takes feedback from chat, and sometimes they just put together tracks. There's one of the guys who produced is he from Linkin Park, the guy from Linkin Park that he'd have a stream that does stuff, and he literally just like
Mike
pulls
Shinoda.
Mike Shinoda.
Yeah.
Mike Shinoda goes and picks out of a hat genres, and then they
I've
just
seen
make
that.
it,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, that's cool.
insanely cool. And especially I think he started doing it more over COVID just because they couldn't do anything. Mike Shinoda, yeah. So like that's music side, but then there's just people that are like, there's guys who are blacksmiths who are like, hey, I'm building
Dude,
Frostmourne.
bro,
today.
who's the dude? Who is he's a black dude in New Zealand, and like the prime minister on his stream, like just walked up and was like, "Oh, is this Twitch?" Like he like makes stuff outside. I think he's a blacksmith.
Yeah, didn't he become famous because he was like super nice and like he has like a webcam high up in his driveway and he was just like, "Oh, thank you for this up." Like he was very, very nice and polite, and you think like every single person, like it was like, yeah, I think I remember that, and he was just outside doing woodwork or something like that.
Yes, it is woodwork, I think. Yes, yeah, like I would love to see that stuff, and I've talked about this on my channel before, and I think it's just a great idea because talking about the clips, if you curate clips, go ahead.
Brox, BROXH _ New Zealand Prime Minister crashes a Twitch stream. Yeah,
he's the nicest dude ever. I didn't even know that guy existed until that happened, obviously. But like, if you have a curated tab just dedicated to clips, all you have to do is just make an algorithm based off of trending popularity of a clip. You could have ones that are like super weird and like someone said super pervy in there. Like you also would have to like filter that stuff out, maybe, or maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe that's why they don't do it. Actually, I'm realizing this as I'm saying. Maybe they don't do it because that's the majority of the clips they get.
Or like think about
standing up.
Honestly, frankly, building the algorithm is just way harder than we think it is.
Yeah.
And it takes a bunch of programmers to do it. And the reason YouTube did it is because YouTube is like that's like their whole thing is built on their algorithm and discoverability. And this isn't. We've covered this a lot. This platform isn't built on discovery, so they're catching up on that side. And so it's just going to take a lot of time. But I know what you mean. How do you get rid of that? You got to create like a flagging system, and then you got to build a thing like, was it watched to the end the same way that TikTok works? Does it autoplay? Do you scroll up? Like all those functions are built in, and we don't have those functions on Twitch.
How big it would be if you did that. Like it would
for discoverability. Oh my god, it'd be gigantic. People with really funny clips would get seen immediately and given a chance. There would be a lot of crap though. How do you filter that crap out? That's for sure. It's for sure. There's a lot of people that clip stuff for not very good reasons.
Well, there's a lot of crap on TikTok too. I mean, if you're honest about that, you know.
Again, but remember, it gets filtered out at more you swipe. So if they had that built in, like this is obviously something you're not interested in. To be honest, I don't get a single thing without cats in it now. So I need to stop double tapping cat videos.
Mine's basketball and that one white guy with the glasses who makes fun of like QAnon people. I'm blanking on his name. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He
literally only stitches dumb people saying dumbass stuff and then explains why they're stupid.
That was amazing.
Which he's very condescending, and but it's like they're obviously like need to be condescended at.
Yeah. I will say real quick on the music thing on Twitch, I think it's good to note that the people you mentioned are people who are established outside of Twitch. I tried to do the music streaming thing for a while. It is really hard if you do not have people in chat, because it is real boring to sit there and, Trevor, you know this, to go through the same snare sound 5 times in a row. And it could be a really bad product for someone. Exactly. And someone coming in and being like, wow, that sounds like the exact same thing 20 times over. And you're like, yeah, but I need to find the right transient to this snare. And they're like, okay, I don't care. And then they'll just leave. But if it's like T-Pain, people want to see T-Pain do it.
because he's done it
So,
before.
yeah.
It's more a behind the scenes thing than like them creating a name for themselves. So that's when music's hard. But like if you establish yourself, like Jordan, for example, Jordan Fisher could do singing streams. Like he knows he could, but he's like, he would rather not. I'm very like him. We've actually discussed this before, like how much we're trying to balance like creating our own identity as a streamer, in addition to being the other thing we are, and how to like balance it where it's not all that all of the time.
Yeah.
And so I know that's the reason he keeps it like rare, so it's a treat as opposed to just being the only thing he does.
Who does it now is Milton. Milton does a lot of late night music streams, and they're popular. Yeah, they're very popular.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
He just reads books sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to get him to get his pod going, man.
yeah, no, right.
What?
That was a great. I like those. Those are good.
Great
Those,
job.
those AMA sections are awesome. I like those a lot.
Yeah, and you remember the number, like we do an AMA every week. So like if you didn't get in this week, if we didn't answer yours, text it to the dang number. The dang number, which happens to be 503-908-9526. That's 9 shit. That's 503-908-9526. And also, before we move on to the who you've been watching this week part of the show, I want to remind you before we move on to go listen to one of the newest members of the MCA network, Unvaulted, a Fortnite show hosted by none other than friend of the pod, Squatting Dog. I popped in. I believe PM was on there with him the other day, and they were talking about lore, and I was like, oh, I can't
about
turn it off.
war or lore?
The lore, like where they're gonna go in the next season. And all the dude, he knows.
Speaking of which,
so much.
Do you know Fortnite is getting a survival mode? That's not Save the World. Like it's a scavenger survival kind of mode in creative. Kind of like EFT.
Like a Rusty.
And kind of like
like
Rusty.
EFT.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Downloading? Redownloading?
And they're doing a whole thing with the NBA too, and they're actually literally going to make NBA 2K in the game.
That's pretty cool.
Where you can go 5-on-5 against people. Like on a park.
It's a sandbox. That's what it's always been a sandbox. They just put the Fortnite mode got really, 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 really popular.
Wow.
And if you want to talk more about a lot of this stuff, because I'm sure Jeremy's on top of it, Squatting Dog, join him every other Friday for a rundown of the latest updates, news, and maybe even meet one of your favorite players. You can listen to the first episode. Actually, there's been several now, but several last episodes of the Unvaulted now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you may listen to your pods. So anywhere this podcast is, that podcast is also there.
Love that.
Go check it out.
He's been doing great work. Freaking amazing.
He's one of the most organized dudes I've ever met in this space. Like it's crazy.
He really is.
He really.
I met him in real life. Picking his brain was a lot of fun. He's a great dude. Also, friend of the pod. Had him on the podcast as well. Go check out his episode. Our next little bit here is a little bit of a shout out section. We call it you've been watching lately, a little side monitor action. I'll go first. I've been watching Darkness 429.
All the way over at facebook.gg.
All the way over at facebook.gg. Yes, he is in fact a Facebook streamer. I never watch on my real account because that's horrifying. But gotta get yourself a little burner Facebook. You can watch there. But he's I've been playing with obviously a lot too. He's been playing Tarkov and doing well with Apex too. Not only does he have a voice that I think rivals my own and even Duck Sauce's voice. He's just great content. He's always like, he keeps the energy high. He does a really good mix. He's similar to Lupo, and they obviously play together, of like funny content that he's able to produce with the people he plays and on his own, and also pretty high quality gameplay. Like he's usually really good at a lot of the games he plays. So he's one of those rare people that's able to kind of do both. He's not just gaming or just content. So go check him out. He is Darkness 429. He actually just released some new merch, and it's actually really fire too. That is at Darkness429 on Twitter, Darkness429 on Facebook.gg. Yeah, go check him out. It's freaking awesome. Tim, the other Tim.
Other Tim. Yes.
The other Tim. Yeah.
Tim.
Exactly.
Other Tim. Darkness 429. Don't know where the 429 came from. Another guy that we need to have on the podcast. For some reason, we cannot line up a time. Very busy, always on calls, similar to us. But we will get him on soon. He is a must. Him and Pool Shark for sure. My person that I've been watching, and I do go back and forth every time I play Apex, because this person is an Apex Legends only player. Shiv FPS was a member of Luminosity for a long time. I don't think he's still there, but he's insane. He lives in England. It's funny, he's lived in England for a few years. He's from somewhere else in Europe, and he's got one of the most unique accents I've ever heard, but he's insane. He's about 23 and has a full beard and looks like he's 40. Paul and I were talking earlier about how like it's hard to get 10 kills. This guy's killing a third of the lobby every single time. He's an ex-pro player. I don't know if he plays professionally anymore, because I think he just likes to make contact. He's blown up since Apex is kind of the last few updates of that game have been really good. And they've made a lot of really good changes. Shiv FPS, he rages about with the best of them. You got to get used to the like that he's not serious, because he sounds really serious at first, and then you realize that he's just like that's just talking trash is his thing. But he's really good, and it's if you want to learn how to play the game really well, he's one of the best to go watch.
Loading it up now. Jeez. PM, you get to speak at this point, and if you'd like to give a little shout out, you are more than welcome to.
I don't have anybody in particular, and that's mainly because I know, right? We just bought a house, and all I've been watching is how to do certain things. It is amazing, let me tell you. I've never been like a handyman type, but like when you buy a house, like the Tim the Toolman Taylor and you pops out, and you're like, all right, I need to get some dad jeans on, the tool belt. What are we fixing today? And I walked through the house, and I was like, all right, that garage, I need to paint this, I need to fix that light fixture, I need to change those vents. And I'm full sending it right now. So anything related to home improvement is what I've been watching.
That's completely understandable.
You've been watching the show Home Improvement.
It's a great
I haven't
show.
watched that in years, but it's a great show.
Great show. No, I feel that. I love that. Congratulations to PM on buying a house. Very exciting.
Get surprised on.
That is not what I thought it was. That's not a.
We all got surprised on. We never thought you'd buy a house.
We all got surprised on.
Not in this market.
It's supposed to be clad. No, that's awesome. Very good, PM. Bought a house. Only $500,000 over asking. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Smart
and my firstborn.
And your first.
Yeah. Buying a house right now is crazy. Selling a house though, great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Instantly.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a little story about this house we saw. It was broken down, literally unfinished everywhere. Okay, we're like, cool. It's really under budget. We could buy this, put this money into it, get it in like 3 months. 4 offers, $75K over asking, all cash. And that's when me and her sat back and we were like, we're fucked. I was like, we're not getting anything in this market. Yeah, it is insane.
Yeah, that's. I don't want to sell my house because I don't want to go look for a house in this market.
Yes,
but looking at my house value go up, I'm like, I want to sell my house. Like I'll live in a cardboard box for a period of time. Like sure.
If you were in the market to downgrade and you have a really nice house right now, this is a pretty good time to do it. But if you're looking to upgrade, nope.
Yeah, upgrading. And not only that, building is impossible too, because unfortunately, guys, inflation is going to hit us like a ton of bricks in about a year. So just save your money and stop freaking picking random stupid freaking cryptocurrencies to take the moon, please.
The moon!
Jesus, dude. When everyone's like, dude, Elon's going on, he's going to go on SNL and it's going to skyrocket. No, it's not, because it's not actually for anything. That's important. That's an important part of it.
That's right.
Jesus, just because he says something's good doesn't mean it's going to be valuable all of a sudden. You doofuses. And then
Gotta
everyone's
buy
like,
the
and
rumor.
it tanked, and we all were wrong.
Gotta buy the rumor, sell the
I'm
news.
not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation.
Exactly.
It's like
This
the
is
new
not a
Please.
financial
CrossFitters.
podcast.
Please, just
It's literally
exactly
the new
anything that does
CrossFitters.
that is terrifying. You should stay away from it. You should watch from afar and be like, "Oh, that's cool. I'll put $1 into it." Please don't put 50 grand in. I heard
Yeah,
too
no.
many people do that in GME. That was
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that was tough. Anyway, sorry. I'm not a
Oh.
financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do not follow it. Just actually, I'm just telling you just to be don't do that. So I mean, I guess
Modern day gambling.
yeah, don't do it. Just
I would not
be
do
smart.
that.
Think deeply about it.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
you go. Think deeply.
Think
Well,
deeply.
this has been a fun little AMA. These are nice, a little refreshing. Because heck, those guests,
Yeah.
they don't know what's up.
We had a great guest next week, though. We're back on the back in the old
Yeah.
wagon, guys. We're going.
We're back on the wagon with guests. I don't think I have. You have any? We kind of talked about it before, but there's nothing really huge for you coming up, other than you got like 5 new YouTubes coming out, and you're gonna be vlogging more and
Yeah,
follow
follow the.
meats.
I realize we never do this on our podcast.
What's
But,
that?
plug our own freaking YouTube channels. But
Oh yeah.
Trevor May Baseball is my YouTube channel that I'm making. I'm leaving content on the table on the season. This is really actually interesting stuff, and I'm realizing how stuff that's normal to me. A lot of people are like, dude, I don't know what any of that is. That's really interesting. I was like, oh, I say words like when I play them with the show, like
Yeah.
punching tickets and get your doors blown off and things like that. And I was like, what does that mean? It's just like weird baseball slang.
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to figure out ways to do that. So that channel is getting a bunch of cool behind the scenes stuff on the road, and I got a vlogging camera, and I'm getting actually other players involved and everything. So that's been a lot of fun. And also we have a really cool merch drop coming out at
Oh
the end of
yeah.
this
Yeah.
month.
Very exciting.
This one's set. There's actually two. There's gonna be one that's like on the field, like it's gonna be like it's like a headband and like an athletic shirt and like shorts.
Ooh.
So people can actually use like it's workout gear, which is the first time I've had, which is cool. But this one, the one that we're already set on a date or around a date, is with Bad Cliff. They did the run it back with
Marcel.
Marcel,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be sick. But there's an element with that. There's a partnership with Print Loyal, my print company, and there's also a print that's going to be available with it at the same time. So if you
Serious.
maybe it's a sweatshirt and it's going to be a print. This is the first time I actually talked about it. And you can pick. They're going to be, if you buy them both, there will be a little discount on the print. But it's a cool, really cool artwork made for both of them. It's a really cool piece. And we'll be showing you that in the next couple weeks. But that's coming up at the end of May. That's my one thing. But that's going to be the sweatshirt. They sent me one. They make incredible stuff, like really really high quality stuff. It's really good. So I think you're gonna like it.
Awesome. I can't wait to put it on my body.
Yeah.
That was like 3 things, by the way. You're like, this is my one thing.
Well, that was my one like event. But
Oh, okay.
YouTube channel and then. But do you have anything?
Yeah. No.
What is your new YouTube channel gonna be called?
Oh gosh, it's going to be called something really, really special that no one's ever thought of. It's going to be called More ActionJaxon. So that's the thing. Although I have thought about the idea of calling it ActionJaxon More, just so they both pop up when you type in ActionJaxon. I don't know how
Very
that works.
smart SEO, dude. It's a thing.
That's what I was thinking of. So anyway, yeah, new channel coming with varied content, including cooking streams and content with me and Tirza, like more couple kind of stuff. More kind of random games I'll be playing and possibly some vlogs and stuff like that. So definitely if you're looking for like that hot couple action, that'll be up soon.
That's the wrong website, sir.
Check out my only couples. It'll be coming out soon. Very excited about that. So yeah, new YouTube channel is coming, as well as really close, if not already. This is a big milestone for me. Nothing crazy, but we're close to hitting 18,000 subscribers on YouTube. Pretty exciting for me. That has been growing very healthfully, and I'm very excited about that. So if you have not subbed to it, by all means, youtube.com/ActionJaxon.
Paul, you need to level with me because I know I feel a certain way.
Yeah.
How badly do you want that 100,000 sub trophy? That first
I-
plaque.
I it looks so far in the distance, but that is such like a validating thing.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
It'd be so sick, bro. Like that is, I don't know. I maybe I saw Tim's, and Tim's was like shoved in a corner, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get that for years, and it's so it's
And I got like
would-
5 of them.
yeah, he's got like all of them, whatever.
I'm gonna
He's
be
like,
honest, like that would go up on a shelf with like my major league debut baseballs that were most certainly walks. And I had like the minor league pitcher of the year trophy and like a couple minor league rings and like some
Heck
cool
yeah.
stuff. But it would go on the top shelf of like a really cool, like completely unrelated to baseball thing. Like that would be like the ultimate, like you do 2 things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I honestly
true.
wish there was like a partnership trophy or something. They gave you just when you get partnered. That would be sweet.
That'd be really cool. I don't know. I want more
Token.
pats in the back, is what I'm really saying. You're doing good, Paul. ActionJaxon Plus, not a bad idea. Thank you. Pop Shalop in chat. ActionJaxon
Oh yeah,
Plus.
go with the streaming service like feel.
Actually, yeah, Plus.
Put an actual plus at the end.
Exactly. Well, Disney Plus. So yes, that's going on with me. And I'm pretty excited about that. So
Awesome. Go sub to the YouTube.
go sub the heck of YouTube.
4 yards.
Before we head out, we have of course, review of the week. But before we get to that, again, reminder, if you have not heard already, if you'd like to be on the pod, please leave a message at 503-908-9526, or you can text it either way. But we'd love to know your questions for us or for our upcoming guests. You can do so there. Our review of the week today comes from YouTube. And Benjamin Cromwell says, in reference to our episode with Cloaksy, so this was pure chaos.
That's all it says. Benjamin Cromwell, the Sherlock Holmes arch nemesis.
Of course.
This is pure chaos. But he's right. That was a crazy episode.
That was a wild episode. That was the most unhinged, disjointed episode. And I had a ton of fun doing it. So it didn't really matter. We threw the whole outline out the window. We were just like, whatever. This is what we're doing. Excellent review. Love that. Keep them coming. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe to the May Contain Action podcast YouTube. Leave a thumbs up and comment down below your favorite part of that podcast. This has been the May Contain Action podcast. You can listen on all major carriers of podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, and you can watch on YouTube as well. Please leave a 5-star rating where you can and review where you can. And you may be the comment review of the week. Go follow at May Contain Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and at May Contain Action on TikTok. Thank you for joining us on this AMA. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next Thursday. Have a good one.